I am Miss Taylor, and I'm bringing on a special guest today. His name is
Mr. Ryan.
Mr. Ryan. So he's actually my husband, which is perfect because today we are going to talk about how when we receive God's love, we can let that love overflow onto our families. So I want everybody to look at someone in your family, whoever you're in the room with. I want you to look in their face, in their eyeballs, and say, "You're awesome.
You're awesome.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thanks.
Amazing. Incredible."
All
Okay,
true
too
things.
far.
All true things.
So we are going to play a little game with our families today called Silly Faces. And I need you to go get a piece of paper and a marker. Ready? Go. Go grab those and then come back. We'll wait.
Wait.
Okay. Are we all good? Welcome back. Once you have your paper and your marker, I want you to randomly choose one person in your family. Okay? I'm going to choose
Choose
Mr.
you. Very
Ryan.
random.
And I want you to stare at their face
Remember.
for like a good 5 seconds. Just memorize, what does their face look like? What does their nose look like? What color are their eyes? What shape are their eyes? Just take it in. Just take their face in, okay? Ready to go. Okay.
Got
nice
it.
Beard.
I got it.
Okay, you got it? So here's the game. You get 1 minute. I want everybody to close your eyes, and you're gonna draw that person's face in 1 minute.
Eyes
on
closed.
The count of 3. Eyes closed. 1, 2, 3, go. You have a long face. And you have kind of almond eyes. And you have a beard. You have. Yeah.
I got it.
You have a hat
I
on.
nailed it. It's going to be so beautiful
got
using
a
this
hat.
nail. Need some bangs here.
I don't have bangs.
Maybe a little side little thing here.
Okay, open! Oh!
Wow, I did pretty good.
You guys, doesn't this look just like Mr. Ryan?
Here's Mrs. Taylor. That's pretty good.
Wow. That's exactly what my nose looks like.
Very pointy.
Very pointy. Wow.
The best.
All right, well, make sure to show your families. I hope you had fun.
It has to go in your fridge for a week.
It has to go on your fridge for a week. Oh, wow, it's so beautiful. All right, you guys.
See ya.
Hey MVC kids, it's Miss Kim here. Hey, I thought we could review what we talked about last week before we start our new lesson this week. How about that? And how about we do a little bit of hangman? You guys up for it? Now, one thing I love about games with you guys is I always do Miss Kim versus kids. And I think I have a really good chance this time about beating you guys. All right, here we go. First letter, who's that? An X. Sorry, no X. A U? No. No U. This is going really well. Okay. And, ooh, a V. That's a really good one. Yay! You guys got it. What's next? An S? No S. I'm so sorry. Okay. An E? Yes. Yay! There is an E. Right. You guys are doing really well. An M. No M. So sorry. So do I just have 2 arms left and then I win? I think so. Okay. An O? Yes, there is an O. You guys think that you know what it is? What is it? Dove? Sorry. No D. Looks like it might be mine. Oh, you guys know what it is? Are you sure? Love? You got it. We did. We talked about love. And who did we talk about loving? God, right? That's right. We talked about loving God, and we talked about 3 ways that we could love God, right? And that was reading the Bible, right? Or praying. And praying didn't just mean us speaking, but also listening. And then we talked about worshiping, right? And I gave you 3 ways that we could worship, and I challenged you with 3 ways. And I think on my video, I messed up just a little bit, and I repeated dancing twice. So I'll go over the 3 ways with you, and you can add another option to your challenge, okay? So we talked about singing, and we talked about even writing your own song to God. We talked about dancing, either just a dance that you know or making up your own dance. And then I wanted to talk to you guys about art. You can draw something, you can color something, you can paint something, you can get some Play-Doh and create something that you can say, God, I made this for you, right? Clay, you can do something with paper, anything, as long as it's from your heart to say, God, I just wanted to tell you how much I love you, and this is what I made you. Awesome, right? Good job, guys. Okay, so this week I want to talk with you about loving and loving your families. Yes, the people that you are spending the most amount of time with. How about that? Some of you may really be enjoying this time and having a great time with your siblings and your parents and just loving the time at home. Some of you may be doing okay, but maybe getting a little bored or tired of your family. And some of you, this might be a really big struggle. You're really missing your friends. You really miss the routine of going to school or the activities that you have during the week. And so maybe you're struggling. So when we talk about loving our families, do you remember the experiment that I did last week? It was a liter of soda, right? And I told you that liter represents us, right? And so when we spend time with God, God fills us up with his love so that when we are with people, that love can then overflow from us to those that are around us, which right now it seems to be a lot about our families. So if we don't spend that time with God and fill ourselves up, that's like trying to pour soda out of an empty bottle. Nothing's gonna come out, right? Well, how we operate is if we don't have God's love in us and we're trying to just muster it up and love our family some days, and some days it's better. I don't know about you, but I'm not very good at that. So in 1 John 4:19, I think I mentioned this last week, it talks about how God loved us first and now we can love him and others, right? So when we talk about loving our families, it's not always going to be perfect, and you're not always going to do a great job and always be kind and always be loving and always be generous and always be helpful. But we want to ask God to help us to do that. And we want to ask God to fill us with his love so that we can love our families well, right? So we can talk about different ways that we can love our families, right? A lot of the things that we do come from how we speak, right? And if we can find different ways to love them and say kind things and encourage them and notice things that they do well or things that we like about them and say those things, that does create a more peaceful, loving environment for sure. Different ways that we can love them other than speaking kind words is also listening. I don't know about you, but I love to talk. And so sometimes I get so busy with what I want to say that I forget to listen to what maybe others might think or want to say or want to share. So listening is actually loving. Another thing that you guys can do is offer your help. Now, I know a lot of times it seems like work, but if you're filled with God's love and you ask God to help you love other people, guess what? You're going to be able to help them with a loving heart. That means that let me give you some examples of what you guys might try this week. Maybe you want to help someone that's already working on something and you just come up and say, hey, can I help you out with that? How about that? Or maybe you know that your mom is going to ask you every single day to pick up your room or clean up the bathroom. What if you did that before she asked you? How about that? Or what if your dad tells you something to do something, and instead of your response going, why can't my brother do that? Or my sister? Or why do I always have to do that? Or I don't want to right now, right? Rather than that being the response, what if your response was, okay, sure. And you're using God's love to help you, and you walk away with a smile and you do it willingly. How amazing would that be? I think your parents would go, hey, what's going on? Right? Another thing would be, what if you maybe wrote a note to somebody in your family and put it in their sock drawer, or in a pair of shoes that they like to wear, or on their pillow? Just something about them that you like, that you think they're good at, or just that you love them. How fun would that be? I'm telling you, it will change the atmosphere of your home. I promise you it will. And it will also change your heart too. Because guess what? It feels so good to love other people. Now, what happens when, let's say, we aren't very kind with our words, or we just get a little grumpy and grouchy and we aren't pleasant to be around? Can we actually just apologize and say sorry and ask for forgiveness? Yes, we can. God asks us to do that. And he asks us to come to him and apologize to him. In 1 John 1:9, it says in the Bible, if we confess or if we admit our sins, he is faithful to forgive and cleanse us. That means we're washed 100% clean. There's no more yucky stuff in it. He does it. And then we start brand new, just like that. A favorite verse of mine is Psalms 86:5. Are you guys ready for this? If you guys remember this verse, it will change your life. It says, "Oh Lord, you are so good, so ready to forgive." There's nothing you can ever do that God will never forgive you for. He'll always love you. He'll always be with you. He'll never leave you. And as soon as you say to him, God, I'm so sorry, he says, you're forgiven. I love you. You're perfect. How amazing is that, right? So my challenge this week for you in loving your families is, first of all, you have to spend time with God to help you actually do this well, is to do one of those things that I mentioned, helping someone out, doing something without being asked, writing someone a note, making them a little something to show them that you thought of them and spent some time just wanting to love them, right? Clean something before you're asked to, or a favorite one, and you guys watch the response of your family when you do this, if you haven't already done this before, is you wait till everyone is just about done, right? Everyone's done eating, they're just kind of sitting around. You stand up and say, may I take your plate? They're gonna go, wow. You take everybody's plate and you put it in the sink and you just show them like, hey, I appreciate you guys and I just want to love you right now. Awesome. I think your parents might fall out of their chairs, literally. So that's my challenge for the week. And that's what we're going to be working on, is loving our families. I do have a craft that you guys can do to kind of remind you about what love looks like as it blossoms. So I'll show you that video next, and you guys can actually do this with your family. Okay, so I colored a flower and then cut it out, and then you fold all of the leaves in on themselves. And this we are calling our blooming love. Because this is what it's going to look like in our families when we share the love. Then you're going to put it, I made 2 of them, you're going to put it in the water and watch it bloom. Look at that love blooming. Turn around towards you guys. Isn't that awesome? You guys, your families are going to be so pleased at how much love you are going to give them this week. Okay, go let your love bloom.
Hey guys, it's Kylie from Kids Ministry. I hope you enjoyed the video that we made for you. It's been such a blast connecting with you guys over Zoom and through these videos, and we've been praying for you and your family so much. For now, I'm going to lead us out in some prayer, so if you want, go ahead and bow your heads with me. Dear God, I lift these kids and their families up to you. I pray that they stay healthy and that they stay safe. Lord, I pray that any fear that they have gets wiped away with the overwhelming peace that you give us. Lord, I pray that in any stressful moment, in any frustrating moment, God, that you show up with grace and forgiveness. I pray that we use this time to glorify you and to love your children, God. Lord, I just thank you for what you're going to do with this situation, and I praise you for everything that you are doing right now. We love you so, so much. Thank you so much. Amen. Anyways, guys, it was so great to see you, and I'm looking forward to next week. I'll be praying for you and your family, and I hope that you are doing the same. Stay safe and stay healthy, and have a great week. Bye.